What's up everyone, welcome back to another deck profile here on the Commander Duo. This is Will, and today's video we'll be doing a deck review on Saheeli the Gifted. This is one of my OG decks, the second deck I've ever built, the strongest deck I feel like I've ever built. So yeah, we'll just get into it here. I'm going to do things a little bit differently. I'm going to try making a much quicker video. I'm not going to go into as much explaining, but I will do my best to get a Moxfield deck list link in the description. So, because I know you guys have been wanting deck lists, it's just a lot of time, and you know, I don't have a whole lot of time for this stuff, but I'm going to make time. It's my weekend, so we're going to do this. Starting off here, her first ability, +1, she creates a 1/1 servo, which is nice. There's a couple reasons why we need those, and then the second ability is the next spell you cast is one less colorless for each artifact you control. So early game, typically, we will be wanting to make servos. Here I have some custom foil servo tokens I made. They're little basic blockers, at least so our Saheeli doesn't die, assuming they don't have trample right away, and they also increase our numbers so our big spells can come out. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get into this. Starting off, this is the Eldrazi Package. These are the mean bad boys of the deck. Gotta have all the big titans because they're very easy to bring out. And this is not a banned card. In my original posting on my other channel, someone said this was banned. It's the other one that's banned. So, yeah. This card's nasty right here. If that betrays. Good old Void. Then we have some of the other ones just for Annihilator, and because I love the Eldrazi artwork. I think they're awesome. So these are all of pretty much the Annihilators that I like to run. We also got to run the Conscription. You can even drop this on a servo early game, because I've gotten this out like turn 2 or 3 just with the amount of mana we make. This is a combo piece with It That Betrays. Each player sacks all colored permanents, and then It That Betrays sees them all as being sacked and takes them all. Very nasty. So that's it for the Eldrazi Package. Next we have the Praetor Package. I love the Praetors as well. So we do have both of them, the new one and the original. I love Praetors. I don't even care what their effects do. This one's okay. Gives your creatures haste. Opponent's creatures come in tapped. I only run it because it's just a badass card. This card actually has a pretty cool effect. I've yet to see it in play, but still I'm going to run it. Speaking of Praetors, we have both the Jink attacks. These are both just nasty. Just super strong cards, and still very easy to get out because most of the mana is colorless. Now for miscellaneous creatures, it's nice to copy spells. You can also redirect counter spells if they don't pay the mana, so it actually protects our board too. Phyrexian. Stealing artifacts is always nice. Please focus. There we go. My goodness. It might be easier if I do it like this. Yeah. Oh, that's it for the creatures. Alright. Planeswalkers. Tezzeret. This guy I'll speak briefly. He creates Thopters, or he lets you draw a card, or 2 cards if you have at least 3 or more artifacts. We almost always do. So he's just drawing us 2 cards every turn that he stays alive. This, I use her to create copies of the non-legendary Eldrazi's and swing with them because they have haste. It's just gross. Ready, hand fixing. Other Tezzeret for replaying artifacts again for extra mana, bringing artifacts out from the deck, crazy stuff. And that's it for Planeswalkers. Next we have our very mana intuitive artifact ramps. Not ramps, rocks. Soul Ring, Mana Crypt, Mana Vault, Jeweled Lotus, Mox Opal, Chrome Mox, Signet, Mindstone, Izzet Signet, Talisman, Thought Vessel, Thran Dynamo, and Gilded Lotus. So from the cheap and freeze all the way up to the expensive, this is our package for getting us going as fast as possible. This is our speed package essentially, because we want to get things going fast. This deck is indeed a glass cannon. So then we have 4 more. We have both the Voltaic and the Manifold Key. There's a lot of cool things you can do. You can even make something unblockable if you want, but it's mainly for untapping big artifacts like Planar Bridge, even Isochron, our Gilded Lotus, our mana makers, a lot of utility use, and it counts as an artifact body for Saheeli. Isochron, I do have the dramatic, so if you do want to try to go infinite, I mainly put on counter spells and powerful instants just to protect myself when I get the chance. And then last, Planar Bridge. This card's super clutch. This is how we get out our Omniscience, our Eldrazi's, whatever you need. This card, very, very, very strong. Alright, moving on to our Instants and Sorceries. So these are going to be our counters. Basically our protection package. We have Swan Song, Mental Misstep, Arcane Denial, Deflecting Swat, Stifle, Force of Will, Fierce Guardianship, Mana Drain, and I think that's it just for the counters. You could definitely run more, to be honest, if you wanted to. Now these are just like removal. So we have Aether Gale, which is nice, return 6 things. Pongify, Rabid, because we don't have ways to destroy creatures very well in this deck. Lightning Bolt, actually very fun card. Cyclonic, and that's it for the removal. Then we have a little bit of draw power. The deck's pretty tight on space, so I mean, yeah, you could definitely change some things. But we got Finale. This is our big mana spell that we want to cast when we really want to get some draws and hopefully set ourselves up for game. Gitaxian Probe, it's nice to look at a player's hand that usually I can tell is going to just run infinite combos, see how far along they are, and you get a free draw, and you don't necessarily have to pay mana, you just pay 2 life. Ponder, Brainstorm. Expedite is to give my Eldrazi's haste, and you get to draw a card, and it's only 1 mana, but it's mainly for the haste aspect. It's very, very nice. And then wrapping that up, we have Omniscience, and Through the Breach. Omniscience is just crazy good. The fact that it's 7 colorless makes it actually pretty easy to get out in this deck. And Through the Breach, pure flavor. Love the art. It's amazing. And it can put a hasted Eldrazi on the board. This is very easy to get off early game. And you can potentially essentially take someone out of the game that's a huge, huge threat early on. Just because that early in the game, it's very rare they're going to have something. But, I mean, they could still have something, so. Then we have Lightning Greaves, just to protect our Eldrazi's. Show and Tell. We have a Mystical Tutor, just for getting us our counters or whatever you might need. We have our Dramatic Reversal for the 1 kind of infinity mana thing. We don't have any infinite combos, though, that auto-win us games, so, I mean, it's not really what it's for. And that's it for the non-lands. So we're going to move through these here. We have Command Tower, Pathway, Training Center, Sulphur Falls, Shivan Reef, Snarl, Storm Carved, and Fire Islet for our like always red blues. Essentially, utility, we have Eldrazi Temple, we got Reliquary for our big draws, Temple of the False for mana, Ancient Tomb for mana, Inventor's Fair for life, and grabbing an artifact. And then I do run Handward Battlements because you can pay a red, tap this, and give something haste. Again, having our Eldrazi's come out without haste sucks because they're just sitting there for a turn waiting to be removed. So yeah. I do have a real Volcanic Island. I keep it stored away. I do not run it in my decks that I play. So I do have a proxied version of it. The Volcanic. We do have Cascade, Scalding, Steam Vents, Great Furnace, Dark Steel, Seed of the Synod. Again, I run these guys because they're artifact lands and they just help Saheeli out. They can be destroyed like a regular artifact though, so be careful. And then for the last lineup we have our islands. And then I just want to show you guys these panoramas are really cool. I think it's, oh wait, I think it's actually this way. Super pretty. Same with this one. It's a panorama of all 3. Looks super pretty. Anyways, so yeah, got some basic islands, and then we have 4 basic mountains. So more islands than mountains for sure. We don't have a whole lot of red. But yeah, that's it. Like I said, I did want to make this deck quick. I'll answer any questions you have, any comments, and I will work on getting a Moxfield deck uploaded so you can check it out. And if you have any suggestions on it, let me know. Power levels, this is non-CDH, but it is very competitive for an EDH deck, being that it is a glass cannon. It does steam out, or I'd say fizzle out, essentially. If it gets everything going so fast, but if you run out of things to play, you're going to sit there with a ton of resources and nothing to play. It's meant to just wipe someone out super quick. It's really good against infinite combo decks. Because one Annihilator trigger really messes with their plans. But yeah, this is a glass cannon build. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more.